Historical Government Secrecy Practices, Unmasking Classified Information and Transparency Issues. Explore the fascinating history of government classified information, document secrecy, and ongoing transparency challenges in this engaging podcast episode. The Hidden Layers, a casual chat on historical government secrecy practices. Hey, have you ever stopped to think about just how secretive governments have been throughout history? I mean, when we talk about government classified information, it's not just spy movies or sci-fi thrillers. It's been a very real, very deliberate part of how states operate for centuries. So today, I want to share some interesting insights into this whole world of government information secrecy. You know, why it exists, how it's evolved, and the impact it's had on our society. Picture this. Way before the internet or digital files, governments already had layers upon layers of secret practices to protect their sensitive documents. Think of royal courts scribbling notes in invisible ink or military commands transported under tight guard. The idea was simple. Keep important info hidden to maintain power, control, and sometimes to manipulate the narrative for the public or even foreign spies. Back in medieval times, secrecy was often tied to religion and the monarchy. Kings had confidential advisors, and sometimes entire councils just to manage what the public could and couldn't know. Fast forward a bit, and you get the rise of government document secrecy during major conflicts like the World Wars. Governments started formalizing classifications, top secret, confidential, secret, and anyone leaking this information risked severe punishment. In the Cold War era, secrecy practices escalated hugely due to espionage fears and nuclear strategies. The government was not only hiding military tech but also engaging in covert operations globally. But it's not just about defense or war. Sometimes, government secret policies have been aimed at controlling social movements or managing public opinion. For example, the surveillance activities of the 20th century, like COINTELPRO in the US, were hidden from the public eye for years. Such actions highlight serious government transparency issues that still resonate today. And speaking of transparency, the tension between national security and an informed public has driven debates about the limits of government confidentiality. Whistleblowers and Freedom of Information Acts have tried to pull back the curtain, but even now, millions of pages remain classified, stirring suspicion and conspiracy theories. So why does this matter to us, the everyday citizens? For one, understanding these secrecy practices helps contextualize current events where governments claim certain things must remain secret for security. It reminds us to ask questions like, who decides what stays hidden, and how do secret policies affect our rights and freedoms? Now, if you're intrigued by stories involving secret government agendas and covert manipulation, you might want to check out Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit. This gripping novel weaves a tale of shadow governments and alien influence, echoing many themes we just talked about, but with a thrilling twist. Whether you prefer ebook, print, or audio formats, you can buy now and experience the suspense firsthand. In the end, understanding historical government secrecy practices isn't just about looking back. It's about recognizing a pattern that still impacts how governments interact with their people today. And who knows? Maybe someday we'll get a little more government transparency and fewer secrets hidden in dusty archives. Thanks for hanging out and chatting about this. Next time you hear about a newly declassified file, you'll know there's a whole backstory to that secrecy, shaped by centuries of government policy, secrets, and the constant push and pull over what we deserve to know.